Hello, good evening. My name is Kwabena. Welcome to today. I want to share with you sales, learn sales, promote the business, get more leads. Usually when we start business and we don't have a lot of exposure and we don't have a lot of the network built for us, and we started from scratch, we tend to just focus on the product that we are bringing to the market. Especially if you are, say, if you're a manufacturer, you focus more on just the product, and perfecting of the product. And if you are, say, a project business like construction firm, you tend to be focused more on getting the project done. Contractors, they get project, they focus more of, doing a good job, and we think that is the business. From the letter I know, I say that is just a small bit of the business. Making a product or coming up with a service, an innovative idea of rendering some solutions to people and making it a business, or offering a product to the market and building business around it. The product, the perfection of the product, of the service, of the project is just a little bit of the business. Actually, what would bring in the money is your ability to get the sales, is your ability to promote the business, is your ability to get more leads. For instance, if it's a construction company, your ability to get more projects in spite of what you're handling now will show whether the business is growing or the business is not growing. And so I want to share with you some of the few things that we have learned around this topic. Today I was in conversation with my friend who is in production, and we were talking, and his point was that sales, learning the sales process, learning the science behind the sales is actually what made him delay in some of the things that he did as an entrepreneur, as a business person. And I shared with him saying, particularly we have we entered into projects, into construction, and in this kind of business, getting the leads, getting more projects is kind of trickish a little bit, because the people you have to talk to get the project, at the moment, the industry, you have to go to a lot of these people. If you're not working with the government, for instance, then you have to go to a lot of these multinationals, a lot of these individual companies. How you are able to structure your business so that you keep getting projects or sales, if you are selling product to the market directly, and if you are, say, in retail, your ability to sharpen your selling process. That's if you have a team that you're selling with, the ability to sell, the teachings that you have given them is almost the surety to the survival of your business. And yet sales is which is not that much known by a lot of entrepreneurs, because our focus really is to just do a good product. If I'm making shoes, for example, most people who make shoes are just shoemakers. Usually the skill that they perfect is just the shoe. If I'm making, say, cake and I'm selling cake, or I cook, I'm into restaurant, I know how to cook, I'm a cook. Usually the training that they gave me is more of the product, the cooking that they trained me. They did not teach me how to make this product, how to satisfy the customer, how to sell it, and how to grow the sales of my business. So let's say I'm producing earphones, or I'm producing, say, soap. Most of them, a lot of us, will just focus on the processes that produce a perfect product, and then we leave the processes that takes the product to the consumer, every bit of it, and that itself is the sustenance, the sustainability of the product or the business is dependent on your ability to build a very strong sales process around your business. And yet that is the side that so many of us who are into business don't learn at all. And so you see that the business starts to struggle because the sales are not coming in. And if the sales is what brings in the money. So I'm into construction, I am not getting more projects. It means that when I'm done with that project, that is the end. Or I'm into selling of, say, soap. I'm to selling of, say, orange. I'm into selling of fruit. I'm processing fruit and I'm selling. In as much as I perfect the product for the market and I meet all the legal conditions on the product, say for food products or anything that I am taking to the market, in as much as I'm mastering the processes that make the product, I think you have to multiply your ability to learn the processes of selling your product to the market more than your ability to just build a perfect product. Because the perfect product itself is not going to sell, especially at the beginning. It's not going to sell because you have made a very good product. It's going to sell because you are getting the product to the consumers. So if you're a very good contractor, a very good construction firm, you're not going to get the projects that's because you do a very good job. You're going to get the product by getting more leads, talking to more people, making the business known. And that is a skill that a lot of us who are coming from some bit of technical background, some bit of product background, service background, fail to learn that quickly. And so if you are going to build a business beyond the product, then that which will make you successful is the ability to sell the product, your ability to increase the sales, your ability to promote the business, your ability to get more leads. And so my name is Kwabena. Today I want to talk with you about some of the things that we learned a little late when we started in terms of our construction business. So going out there, talking to people, getting more projects. If you're shy, it's tough for you to just go and ask people, especially in this kind of market that when people are coming up with projects, whether it's government or private, they already have talked to somebody else. So your ability to go out there and convince people that you can render that service well is what is going to sustain the business. So you learn to promote and sell the business yourself. You learn to promote and sell the product yourself. You are the one who lead the business. So if you fail to do that, then the business has no business at all, because the only way the business is going to get money is your ability to build a lot of network for the product to reach a lot of people and make money. And so depending on the channel that you're using, let's say if you built a retail business and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, your ability to train yourself and to train your team to do very good sales, process, very good customer service, selling, your ability to do that well will decide whether the business is going to get money or not. It's not going to get money. And there is some bit of science and psychology behind that. But the first thing is that you should be conscious that this is something which is probably twice more important than just your ability to produce the product. So getting a product or coming up with a product or service and not getting it to the people who would have to benefit from the product and pay you is as useless. You have a lot of product and nobody knows about it. It's like individuals who have talent but nobody knows about their talent. Then there's no need for the talent. So people get to know the talent, then they get to, you get to benefit from you having a talent. So same with the business. If you don't consciously promote the product, the business, the idea, then you see that your business will be in obscurity. And once the business is not known, once people are not calling you, once you are not approaching, you are not applying force, then you are not going to grow the business. So there's the way the revenue comes in for different categories of businesses. So if you say you sell, let's say you sell computers and you don't have a shop, but you go to people to sell. Your ability to do that convincing, you take your product, you go to, say, the offices. Your ability to know who to sell to and engage them and convince them to buy from you You doing it yourself and then training people to do this will decide the success of your business. So let's say you sell phones, you don't have a shop, you go to places and you are selling yourself. Some of these boys who carry the clothes on their hand and they move from one place to another place to sell. You see, when they get to you, they show you the product, they may not see the psychology of it, but you see that they have learned something which a lot of us find it difficult to learn, which is being able to approach people, show them what you're selling, and convince them to buy. And so whatever thing that your business is about, if you hide it, the business will suffer. And so it depends on what you're doing. If you are into projects, same. Our ability to go to one person to convincing them, give me project. To go to another person, give me project. Your ability to do that will decide the future of your business. So your ability to harness the sales, to master sales, is everything. And so for the retail, you have shops, you train constantly, you train them to know the sales process. If you don't do that, then they are not going to get you the money, and if the money is not coming in, then it means that there's no future for your business. And so every business channel, every business, and the kind of way that you promote your service, you promote your product, you get your project, you get your leads. So most entrepreneurs are very good with just updating, upgrading that which produces the service, that which produces the product, but they are not very good with the sales. So most people who have technical background, whether you're a tailor, whether you are a cook, whether you are an engineer, whether you promote anything, most often your whole focus is just on the product, and you're able to tell people about how nice your product is, how tasty your food is, but you have not built the knowledge to make sure that a lot of people get access to this product. And that is why the business suffers. So you have a restaurant, you are not getting the impulse to make sure that you give very good customer service, and you get the restaurant known for people to come in. Because those who win, actually, if you look at those who are winning and who are getting more sales, they are not the people who really have the best kind of product. It's the people who are just out there making noise, telling people that we can give a good service for you. So you may have the best of product, but if they don't know about it, nobody will buy. So your ability to learn this is going to determine the success of your business. So if you don't learn, there's something called sales. You see the insurance people who come to you, who go around selling, if your father dies, we'll give you funeral money, if your brother, those kind of people. That is about what we know about sales in this country. That's all that we know. And so a lot of us have not learned that product. So you are making, say, bags. You are making bags yourself. You have so much perfected the bag making, but you have no clue how to promote the bag. If you are not going to learn how to sell these things, how to get it to the customers, and how to get as many to customers, your business will never pick from the ground. So don't waste so much time just perfecting the business, the product, the project. You do your best, and sometimes you lose all the money just by perfecting the product, and then you forget about learning how to let the product go to the market and sell. Because if you are producing and they are not buying, or you don't know how to let them buy at good margin, then you don't have any business. So I'm talking of businesses that are clear businesses, genuine businesses, who are good entrepreneurs who have to learn this basic thing. And it's all about how to promote the business, how to promote the product, how to get more leads, because that is what your business actually depends on. So if you say you sell say boxes or ice water, or you sell rice, for instance, as many as you can convince people and build good team and give them very good sales training will depend on how successful your business becomes. So if the sales is wrong, it means that if the sales is weak, it means that there's not been any conscious effort to learn the sales at all. So I was talking to my friend, and he is into production of Greek food, agro processing, and we were talking, and I was telling him that one of the things that those of us who are into entrepreneurship lack is that we tend to let the failures beat our successes. And this is what I mean by that. If you meet somebody who is paid 5,000 a month in a bank working with an insurance company or mobile companies, you see how they think that they are paid well. Those who are paid 10,000, you see how they think that they are well paid 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. But a lot of these guys who are entrepreneurs see this kind of money, or maybe 10 times every month. You know, the guy who's getting 10,000 a month is not the profit. It's not a profit. He's working, they are paying 10,000. It's not a profit. He probably spends everything in a month because he's on mortgage, he has cars, the children go to school. But he's still very proud of the fact that they pay him good money. But the entrepreneur is making 100,000 a month, you know, with a lot of challenges, paying salary, he's paying this, paying that, and even if he doesn't save anything, he feels like he's failing. And I chip in that no, if you have a business, you have employed people, and you see 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 1 million. You have done a good job. There's no way that you meet some of these guys who are paid a fraction of what your business makes, and you feel that they are more successful than you. I don't buy that. No, I don't buy that. And that is about promotion. So you promote the craft. You know. So if you are making some kind of revenue for your business, and you meet some of these guys with suit and tie trying to tell you that you are the manager here, and you feel diminished, it means that you have not mastered the act of selling, of promoting yourself, or promoting your business. And that is what beat a lot of us, because you can meet some business people, you know, they are making a lot of sales, but they still feel like they are nowhere close to some of these guys who are making a lot of noise. And that goes to affect the way we even promote our business, we promote our successes, and we promote our sales, you know, because we feel like there's so much that we have wasted. And so no, if you have built anything, employ one person, 2 people, 3 people, you are as successful as the one who has employed 100 people. It's just in different categories, you know, so that when you meet another business person who is who has controlled a lot, or who controls a lot of money, revenue, that's not the time to feel like you are nothing and you are diminished, because that takes the confidence that you need to promote your service and to promote your business. That does not also mean that you go there with arrogance. No, you just keep the humanity that you have, but don't just go and diminish yourself because you feel like that person is so much successful than you are. No, you have achieved something. At least you have built a business. You see revenue, you send money to the bank, you pay revenue, you pay salary, you pay some taxes, you do something. That is some kind of achievement. And yet people who build businesses, especially in their first few years, if they don't see significant achievement, significant growth, they feel like they have not achieved much. No, the guy who got job and is paid 10,000, right from the first day, the first month they pay him, you see how confident he is. Because I work with Talo, I work with Anglo Gold, you see the way they are able to just give you their card. And yet, what they are paid, a lot of these business people make 1,000 times what they have paid. They are paid as employees, you know. But when you meet them, you feel like, what do you do? Oh, I just have a little job for myself. No, I think that you should pitch your business well. You should pitch yourself well. You should be confident. Even if when you have difficulties in the business, you should carry yourself as somebody doing something worthwhile. You are giving jobs to people. You are promoting products to the economy. You are promoting services. You are upgrading yourself all the time. There's no point to go anywhere and you meet some of these guys, especially when you go to the banks and stuff like that. You know, you see the money. If you have not consciously built this kind of mindset, you feel like you're diminished. There's no way, because some of them never see the kind of revenue that you're making. Even in your weakest moment, some of them never see the kind of money that you see. You know, so I am talking about promote yourself, promote the business, promote the sales, get more leads. If you are going to go with that subliminal kind of disposition, that's not what the market demands. You don't have to be arrogant, you don't have to be cocky, but at least don't let another person's perceived achievement takes all the energy from you. That is why you keep on perfecting your product, perfecting your projects, perfecting your services without promoting them, because you didn't think that they are perfect enough. And that is what you need if you want to build a business. You know, that's not what you need. You just have to take something to the market and create the confidence around it and let people know that you're offering this kind of solutions. You know, so if you're a business person and you go around and you meet some of these people, pitch them, because people buy the confidence that you are assuming, not the arrogance, the confidence that you are assuming. The fact that you have created a business, you have employed people. When you are talking, say them well. Say them well. If your product, say them well. Sit down to plan how you are going to sell 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 of your product. Do them well, because people who have done well in this country or around anywhere, they mastered how the product gets to the people. That's why they are successful. And there are a lot of better products than what we are buying from anywhere. But the difference is that the people who are behind those products keep on perfecting the product or the services without pushing to the market. Why? Because they don't know how to sell. They don't know how to promote the business. They don't know how to get more leads. And so a lot of us, when we started, that is not the subject that we so quickly knew. The sales, we didn't know. And when I'm talking about sales, it's also have got to do with negotiation, negotiation. I mean, you meet people, you are going for this project. How do you negotiate? How do you pitch yourself? It's a skill that you develop. If you don't develop that, nobody will get anything to you just by that, because that's how the world is. So you have anything, you meet people, you talk about it, and you sit down consciously, and depending on the kind of business that you're doing. For instance, if you're into direct sales, you build a team and you coach them. You tell them this is how you sell, and there are a lot of things that you have to learn how to sell your product to people. And so your master, the key that you have mastered is your ability to learn it yourself and your ability to train people to do the same thing well. Because the customer service, the sales, is what the business is depending on. And so if you're a contractor and because you can pay bribe and get project, that's not what I'm talking of. I'm talking of going genuinely to get a project that you didn't pay anybody. Your ability to do that. I'm not talking of the project that the institutional head will call you and say, let me give me 10%, I'll give you this project. That's not the scale I'm talking of. I'm talking of a scale where you can go anywhere and pitch yourself and get the project. That is learned. That is learned. And the same thing is what you use to promote the business. The same thing is what you use to train your team. And because sometimes the environment is not that honest and clean, that's why we overlook this so much important skill. Because you have put money to build a restaurant, and yet the customer service is so weak. You're not able to sell the product well. You go there, you say that customers like they don't matter. Yet you put all this money into this business to get this. You have built this fuel station, and your girls or your boys just serve the customers like nothing. That is so much dangerous, and that's so much prevalent in our country. Sometimes you just have to even if you go to the fuel station, you see how the girls serve or the boys serve. Sometimes you just have to stop and move on. Yet somebody put money. And what I suspect is that if they genuinely put money that they sweated for, this kind of customer service will not be as it is. And so I am talking of clean people who are ready to build business, who are ready to learn something, who are ready to do the right things the way they are. You are not going to promote the business just because you have a perfect product or a perfect service. You have to learn how to promote the business consciously. You have to learn how to give customer service consciously. You have to learn how to get the leads consciously. And it's a craft. And people who have done these things, they have learned them. Nobody was born a salesperson. Nobody was born how to negotiate well. Nobody was born how to promote their business well. It's a learning process. And so if you're going to do this and going to do it well beyond just the money, then you have to learn the process, and you have to learn it and train your people. And so if you're an entrepreneur, pitch yourself well. Don't meet people and feel diminished and feel little and think that you are better. That's a bad spirit, and that is why you are not able to push your business as it's supposed to push, because you feel like all the bad things, that the bad decisions should take away everything that you have achieved, because in the midst of that you have achieved something, And so you meet people, tell them what you're doing, and ask them for business. If they give, fantastic. If they don't give, you go to the next one. And it's a process that we learn. So even if the business is in a bad situation, you still have to build on the few things that you think you have done well and pitch them to the people who matter, where you have to build your business. So build the business as an entrepreneur, learn the sales, promotion skills, not so much the technical. The technical skills, the product development skill, the project execution skill, they are important, but they are not the ones that build the business. Because people are not just call you just because you built a very good house for them. No. If you're on them constantly asking for job, that's why you get the job anyway. If you're promoting your business, if they come to your shop and your girls are ready to sell to them, they are ready. They are proactive. You don't go there and they are sitting there, they don't care whether you entered or not. That is not how you build the business, So there's a conscious training that you have to do for you to make sure that the revenue is coming, the sales is going up, and it's conscious. And the strategy that you build, depending on what you do, is what is going to separate the successes that you are seeing and the failures that you are seeing. So if you look at it, the failure of the business that you built was because you were not getting the people to take the product or the services that you are rendering in big numbers for the money. So if you see the construction company is going down, it's because there's a lot of projects that they are not getting. It means that we don't have the right strategy to get projects. That's why we are struggling, And so if you see that the product that you have a team that are going outside to sell, if they are not getting the sales, it means that your strategy to get the sales to the market is weak. That's what they are not getting. They don't even reflect what the customer can buy. It's a training. And so if you're able to do this well and study them, the first thing is being conscious that the sales is probably twice important than just you perfecting the product. Because some people can perfect the product for 20 years and then somebody else will just come with some bad product, because there's always a demand for any product that we put on the market, whether good or bad. There's always, so far as it's not going to kill people, there is always a desire. And the market will give you feedback to even upgrade the product. And the market will even tell you what to bring in. So you don't know the product you have built, you don't know the business you have built until you promote it. Then the customers, the segment, the market segment that you are targeting will give you the feedback. But if you sit down just promoting it, just perfecting the product, and somebody will say, happy yourself, you just have a product that you're happy about. You're very happy about the product, but nobody has given you any feedback, because it's not a product until they are buying. And they are buying at a cost that is sustainable to the business and sustainable for market growth. So you're not going to build anything if you're just keeping it perfect mode in your room and telling people that you have done this, and nobody is buying. Your ability to spread it and get the information and get the revenue is you being able to build the business. So the sales consciousness, the business promotion, how to get the leads, is as critical to the business as anything, because that's really the money that is coming to the business. And so if a business is not getting any revenue, it means the business is dying. That is what it means. So you network more, no matter what business you are in. You network, you learn to network. You network more, especially those of us who are into projects kind of business. You network more. You talk to more people. And the more you're talking to people, the more you're building that skill to negotiate and convince people to give you work. The more you're able to engage people and to tell them what you do. That network is what is going to bring the business. So if you have to do it, then you are not going to promote the business if you're not doing these things. And no matter the level of the business that you have, these are the skills that will lift the business to the next stage. One of the mistakes that we can make is to just build business around just one client. For instance, if you're a contractor and you just build all your business around one client, you have no option. The next minute, if that client has trouble or if they decide to cut you, there's no business. And then you're out of it. So if you build a business that has multiple options of your clientele, that means that you have a business promotion skill. It means that you have the ability to negotiate more and get more sales for your business. So if you look at it critically, businesses that do very well in this kind of economy are the people who have a lot of people that they are selling to, and they have mastered the sales process. They have mastered the selling itself. so they are able to expand their businesses. If you are not able to do that, then you have not learned a major skill in the business, because it's not just about producing anything. It's also about being able to have the understanding of the sales and how it is done, and how it is done profitably. So promote yourself as an entrepreneur. Don't just meet people and feel like they are better than you. Those who are being paid monthly salary 10,000, if you sit down well, even the woman with provision shop is making that kind of money. So if you are making 100,000, 200,000, 50,000, when you meet some of these guys, don't feel like you are better off, because that's the cultural understanding is the position that people hold. It's not, oh, you are just a struggling business person. No, don't take that kind of definition for yourself. Pitch your business well, because that business that they are working for was started by somebody like yourself. So you're kind, you're respectful, you're humble, but then you don't let people crush you, because that scale will affect every other thing, or that situation will affect every other thing that you do. So the business is about promotion, it's about sales, it's about negotiation, it's even about so the business is about the promotion, the negotiation, the exuberance, the confidence that you put in yourself, and the one who you put in your team. If you don't do that, your business will suffer. And so promote yourself. One of the mistakes that we make as entrepreneurs is we constantly become self-effacing by trying not to come out strongly, because we think that, because of what we think people think. But if you are committing your life to do this, then why care so much about what people think? Don't care about it. Just put your whatever you have, put it out, and continue to make noise and put it out, because that's the thing that you have. Unless you have some other ways that your business is making revenue that nobody knows. But if you are building it yourself, if you are making cake, if you're making rice, if you have a restaurant, whatever you have, upgrade the customer service, upgrade the sales. Sit down. If you are going to get to do it better for the next stage of your business, then you have learned to build the business, promote the business, design the sales processes that you're going to get your product or your services to your target people, to the market. Design a way that you're going to get the projects, and it's a skill that people learn. So if you don't know it, then you have to learn it. If you're an engineer, it's likely that you don't know sales. I didn't know it, so I had to learn it. So if you are building retail shops and you don't know it, you learn the processes and you train the people to know it and do it well. This is how they build the business. So increase the sales. That's the way the business is going to grow. If you forget about this, you are just going to complain all the time, because you're just particular about just stocking the shop. You don't care about how your girls sell. You don't care about how you promote your business. You're not learning the processes. It's a craft. If you don't learn it well, the business will not ever do well. Don't just be in the factory and promote and producing anything without learning how to promote. If you have got to have a strategy where somebody else who understands the sales will come and do it better and take the product from you, so that maybe you focus on the production, perfect. But get involved, because you cannot continue to produce the product and keep them in the factory and struggle, because the inventory that you are keeping is money. The product that you are keeping in the shop, the product that you are keeping in the factory, the product that you are keeping anywhere is money. How quickly you get the product out and how masterful you do that is the success of the business. So if you are not doing that consciously, it means that you don't understand sales. And every one of us, one way or the other, we are into sales. We are selling our sales, we are selling our profession, we are selling everything. People are always looking at you and they are buying something from you, whether you like it or not. The one who went to look for a job, you're selling your talent, you're selling what you are. So when you go, you pitch yourself well. You tell them who you are, what you bring, what they get on board when they get you. You study. The best successful lawyers, they are salespeople. The president who won the election, I tell you, he sold us. He told us a lot of things. He's going to do one district, one factory, free SHS. He had sold the other guy. That's why we voted for him. So everybody who is successful in anything that they're doing, they have mastered sales. They have mastered it. They didn't just master the politics. They mastered how to sell to the people who are going to vote for them. So the best footballers, they don't just have the gift to score. They sold themselves. So that's why they pay them high. So you can be that very skillful and they will still not pay you high. Why? Because you're not able to sell yourself well. And that is a craft. That is a craft. The successful teacher in the school that every child likes knows how to sell. He's able to talk to the children the way the other teacher will not be able to talk to them. That's why they all like him. So everything that we are all involved in, we are selling something. You're selling everything. Every day you're selling. That girl followed you because you sold them. You told them that you're the nicest guy, you're very honest, you love them, and that's why they bought into it. That's why they, So every one of us is selling something. And we carry that into the business that we are doing. Don't diminish your business. Don't diminish your presence. Don't diminish anything that your business is about. If you started the business yesterday, promote it as if you have done the business for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, because people are going to buy that confidence that you assume. So you don't go to meet people and say, I'm just trying to look at this product, if it will work or not. We just started this thing small, and we see where God will take us. No. Left the game. I started this business. This is our website. This is our logo. And this is what we do. We built this. If you want, we can build for you. We have this engineer. That how you do this well will decide how well you do your business. So when they come to the place that you're doing business, you may have your business may be in your room. It doesn't matter. Nobody knows. It's how well you deliver. How well you pitch the business. Just don't. If they put that confidence in you, don't let them down. Deliver. Let them know that you can deliver. And that's how you pitch yourself. You don't just go anywhere and try to act as if you are nothing. Meanwhile, you have 10 workers. You have 20 workers. You are paying every month. When they are sleeping, you are thinking of how to get revenue to pay them. That is a good job you are offering to the country. That is something you are helping the world with. You cannot go anywhere and act as if you don't count. And that is what most business people do. Oh, what do you do? Oh, we just have a catering service, and you're seeing what the Lord will do. The Lord is not going to do anything. Just pitch yourself well. Organize the business. Get a website. Get a card. Train your people well. Talk to them. Let them exhibit that kind of confidence in the business, And those who cannot fit, you have to take them out so that we build a strong confidence in the business culture. That is how you do it, because people are going to buy from you by how you understand this is. So it's not being sober and just trying to act as if you're just a very humble person. No, you can be humble by how you treat people. It's not your demeanor. Demeanor does not mean you're humble. It's how nicely you treat people that shows that you're humble. The fact that you talk loud does not mean that you're not humble. Or the fact that you're quiet and calm and collected does not mean that you are humble. No, we don't know. We don't know yet. The treatment you give to people, the respect that you show people, is where humility is. So don't just crumble. Pitch your business. Pitch yourself. Let people know what you're doing. And tell them about your successes. And tell them what you can bring on board when they get you. That is how you pitch the business. That is how you promote the business. And when you meet people who have not done business, that's not where you are going to tell them all the problems that you have in your business. They don't understand that. They want the solution that you can offer. So tell them about the solution. Train your team to sell and take the money from the customers. That is how people who learn to build business from nothing do it. Because it's all about the sales. So there should be conscious effort to promote the business, to promote the sales, to get the leads. Your struggling is going to come from that. You are weak. If you're weak, if a business is struggling, it means that we are not able to bring in more revenue than what we are anticipating. That's why the business is struggling. And we are going to bring in more revenue when we know how to get the product, the services out to a lot of people. And that is a craft. That is a conscious development of skill. Sales is a skill. The way you are selling today and the way you'll be selling 20 years or 5 years or 2 years to come is not the same, because you might have mastered the process. So selling is a process. Convincing people, negotiating with people is a process, and it has nothing to do with the quality of product you're selling. A lot of us are buying a lot of things. You go to this restaurant, you buy the food because it's nice, the place is nice, but the food is nothing. But you paid it anyway, and then you probably paid double. Why? They sold you. You saw the place very nice. The customer service was excellent. You didn't even complain. And they sold you very bad food. Yet the other one who is across the corner that nobody's going may be preparing better food than the one who have pitched so much. And yet you pay. You pay 300 Ghana cedis or 30 Ghana cedis for fried rice in a small white paper. And yet you went to the other side and it's 5 cedis. Why did you pay the 30 cedis here? And you paid, why? Because of the pitching. They have pitched their business. They said that this restaurant, you went there, you saw how they have dressed, and the food may not even be nice, but you paid. Same, you go to some of these hotels, you see you are buying water, how much? 10 cedis, 20 cedis, the same water, and yet to go off the street is 2 cedis. Why? They have pitched their business. So people will buy, not so much about, they don't worry so much about the money. They buy more because of the kind of creation you have, the kind of creation you are making in their head, the kind of experiences that you are offering them. That's why that's why some people can pay you, contractor, they can pay you twice what they are paying the other person. Not because you are doing better job per se, but because of how you organize you went, how organized you think you went, So build the product, build the sales around the product, build the sales around the service, pitch it well. If you don't do that, the business is going to suffer. So my name is Kwabena. I am talking about sales. I'm talking about business promotion. I'm talking about how to get leads. And coming from an engineering background, this is not something that I knew right away. We had to learn it. And some of them we didn't even know how we're going to learn it. Because if you look at the construction industry, for example, most of the time you get projects because somebody led you somewhere and you pursue the project for. And so most contractors, most project-based people don't even know that sales is part of that business. Why? Because a lot of us are just looking for who to connect to, for who to do which kind of introduction. And so along the line, you see that you master only the engineering process, then you forget about the sales. That is not good. I think that if you're giving 1 hour to the processes, because you can build a technical management team for them to handle that, the negotiation, the lease, you may have to be involved, because that's where the money is coming from. So the craft to manage the product and the craft to bring the projects in, I think that the one to bring the projects in should be far more better. The one that just have to manage the product, because that is where the business is dependent on. The future of the business is dependent on how much or how many projects or how much sales you're making. It does not mean that you don't master the other side. You master the other side, but your consciousness is on bringing in the revenue, bringing in the sales, making sure your team is trained to deliver the best of sales service, the best of customer service, the best of leads. They expand, they go around, they look for it, they talk, they negotiate. You have trained them, you have equipped them. That is how. And the way the revenue comes in say projects is different from the way the revenue comes in from say direct sales, or the way the revenue comes in from say retail shops. They are different, but they all have got to do with convincing customers, convincing people to give you that which your business does, and that is where the business is built. So most entrepreneurs try to just focus on their product and their service and forget about this, and that is the danger, especially those with technical skills. It's danger. They don't promote the product, they don't promote the business, they don't promote. Some of them don't even have any business card, they don't even have website, they don't even care about them. Maybe you just like the cooking, and that is just cooking. If you are going to build the business around the cooking, somebody with a better understanding of how sales, of how the business is modeled and promoted, will beat you. Even though you may have the nicest food, because it's more than the food. The orange fruit that you're promoting, you may be the tastiest. People like it, everybody talks about it, but it's got to take you more skill to promote it into business than just having a very nice, tasty orange juice. Somebody with a very good sales skill, able to build sales team, get to the customer, price it well, will take an inferior product and build a good business around it, than you with a perfect, nice taste that you don't know anything about sales, you don't know anything about the business promotion, you don't know anything about the lease, you don't know anything about negotiation, about connection, about networking. If you don't know those things, they will beat you. Those who have mastered the sales, those who have mastered the lease, those who have mastered the business promotion will beat you big time. And so the entrepreneur, your duty is to learn the sales, learn how your business get the connections for the next stage of the business, build the network, promote yourself, package yourself well, beyond the technical engineering things that you do. That is for the engineers. But if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to move from the engineering to the promotion of the business, the sales, the packaging, the negotiation. That is where the future of the business is. It's not just engineering. If you just stay as an engineer, you will just be an engineer, chief engineer. And that's why when you go to any multinational, you go to mining companies, you go to manufacturing, you see all the engineers, their best position is chief engineer. They don't even become the CEO, most of them. Why? Because they are not able to promote themselves well. They are not able to package themselves well. Those who are able to negotiate, package themselves, dress well, get into the minds of those who are leading the company. You see, those are the ones who become the CEOs of the businesses. So you see, usually the engineer will just be somewhere, one small corner somewhere, doing his calculations everywhere, and he will just be going around and say, everything here depends on me. That's true, and that's not wrong if that is what you are looking after. But you will not get into the top positions if you're not able to promote yourself, if you're not able to pitch yourself well, if you're not able to negotiate, brand, promote, sell yourself. If you're not able to do that, they will not get you into the top. So if you go to any of these multinationals, or if you go to any of these corporations, those who get to be the CEOs and the directors, top people, people who are able to negotiate, network. It's not just the technical understanding. They will not just give you that position because you have a technical understanding. No. You have got to represent yourself well, present yourself well, promote the business well. You're able to negotiate, get to the people who matter. If you don't do that, then they will not give you any position at all. It does not mean you don't know the work. No, you know the work. You know the work. It's like somebody who is able to produce a very nice product. You know the work. And everybody knows that you know the work. But for it to get attention, it has got to be promoted consciously. And that's what we are learning. We are learning that skill. We are learning how to promote the business. We are learning how to promote our sales team, our customer service. We are learning how to get the leads, with the kind of ethics that we have set for ourselves. We are learning because it's going to take more than just the ability to do a good project for you to grow a project, for you to grow a business. You can get a project and do it fantastically, but it does not mean you're building a business. Because for you to build a business, there has to be another skill. And that skill calls for sales, promotion, negotiation, networking, pitching. Those skills are the ones that build businesses. So you cannot say that you're just a very quiet, nice, calm person. You're not going to build any business like that. Go and look for all those guys. They are talking, they're negotiating. When you meet them, you see how they pitch their business to you. When they have developed it. It's a skill, and they develop it just as they were developing how to prepare the product, or how to prepare the service. How to, they have done that consciously. And so all of us, if you're going to promote any business that you're in, you have got to do it consciously. And it doesn't matter where your office is. Your office can be in the house. Doesn't matter. If you can convince people to give you project business, they don't care. And when you get the project deliver, you see that's where you're going. So build the connections, network, and more, and that's where your business is going to grow. And if you're going to do this, then learn how to promote the product, the services, how to package yourself as a business person, as an entrepreneur. Don't just be so much fascinated about how well you have built this product, because nobody really cares about how well you have built this product. Because a lot of the precision that you have built, a lot of the people who are going to use the product are just going to use about 10% efficiency of that product. So anybody with 10% or more will just beat you, because they are the ones to push the product, and you are just there perfecting the product. You are getting 90% efficiency. Nobody cares about 90% efficiency. What they care is get the product to them and make sure that they can buy, and convince them to buy, and expand the business. So one of the mistakes that we can do is that we waste a lot of time trying to accomplish in what the business does, not so much in getting the business to a lot of people. And that is what beats us. If you look at the people who sing, a lot of the musics may not be nice, but they just put them there and they make a lot of noise. They go from one radio station to the other. They make a lot of these actors that we have. You can see that they have not learned the craft. They just put them on TV and people, they put them everywhere. And the more people see them, then they tend to believe that these guys are good. But really, they have a lot of talented people, more than them, who nobody knows. And because nobody knows, nobody is getting, they are not getting any revenue or any attention from anybody. It's those that they put out there and make a lot of noise that the people buy for. That's how it is. So you can be very good and perfect, but if you're going to build business, then you have to know how to make your sales and make your revenue. And so if you don't master it, we started to get to understand that later. We thought that if you build a good product, a good business, if a good project, then you will get more. It's not true. It's not true. It does not mean you do shoddy work, no. But the fact that you have done good work does not mean you are going to get another one. You have got to push for that one to come. So business is about promotion, it's about sales, it's about negotiation, it's about the confidence that you are showing to the people outside. So promote yourself. And don't make that mistake of effacing, trying to just stay calm somewhere so that you don't want trouble. If you don't want trouble, then don't build a business. Let somebody else handle the business. Let somebody who wants trouble push the business outside. Let somebody who wants trouble promote the product. So I told my friend, let's say we have to have a better strategy of letting people know this product. If you are going to leverage on all these years that you have spent to promoting this business, to promote this business, you cannot just do this product, which scientifically there are a lot of data they have done around it. It's a very nice product. It solves a lot of problems, but nobody knows it. If nobody knows it, you're not going to get any money to build the business, because the business is going to be built with money. So let's learn the sales. Let's learn the promotion. It may not be your natural inclination. You may be a very shy person. You may not like talking to people at all. But if you're the business leader, you may have to put that aside. None of us likes that. I don't like talking to people. I don't like telling people about myself. I don't like those things. No, I don't like. But if you want to build business, you do, whether you like it or not, you have got to go outside and tell people about what we do. And so people who start with these things will get results faster, faster, because you are starting with the sales skill, and that is really what is bringing in the revenue. So increase the sales, and the only way you increase the sales is when you consciously study sales, how things are sold, and how you build your systems to sell the services that you're offering, the product that you're offering. If you don't do that consciously, and there's a whole lot of data on how you build the sales, the way your customers think, the way the economy operates, the buying strength or the buying pattern of the market, the behavior of the people. These things you have got to master all of them. You have got to master all of them. If you don't learn them, your business is going to suffer. So don't just be a very nice, very good. You have a hospital and you're building you just can't just do nice operations, perfect one. You have got to promote consciously that which you're offering, so that people will believe that this thing is somewhere. You see, the churches, they're promoting. That's why people go there. It doesn't mean that they have the best of message. They have organized for them to come. That's why they build big spaces. That's why they put their things on TV. That's why the pastors dress nice. What is it? It's just to make sure that people accept the message, accept what they are coming up with. And that's why people go there. If you're a very powerful preacher and nobody knows you, you will never build anything beyond yourself. And don't think that they will just come because God will bring them home. So the same with business. They will not just come because when you're successful, people will know it. That's the people who wants to promote some. People who are successful are the ones who are promoting something. They promote their gift. They promote themselves. You have to consciously promote them. Don't believe, if you are good, they will come. You've been good in some areas, nobody came. Nobody came until we started to consciously know that this thing, if you're going to build it, you must as well put it out there. Light the candle, put it on top of the table, not under it. So people should hear it. People should hear what you're doing, and consciously build a strong sales team, train them, be the one involved, develop the skill. It has got to have a lot of data. You prepare, you train them consciously, get the numbers, get the facts, train them how the products work. I mean, it's the essence of what I'm saying is that understand that beyond the business, beyond the product, beyond the service, there's what they call sales, and depending on which business you're doing and how you're going to promote the sales that you're doing will depend on how successful your business becomes. And so if you delay in growing, if you delay, it means that you were slow in getting the product out to as many people as you could. That's why you didn't get the money to promote the business. So it's independent of how well your business is packaged, how well your services are, how well your products are, and the magic your products do. They don't mean anything if people don't know them. So don't build the business with technical understanding. It goes beyond that. Businesses are well built when you look at it from the point of sales as well. The selling. How do you get to the product? How do you get a customer comfortable to buy from you? What is the customer thinking? Where are they? How do they buy? What is the behavior? Which month do they buy? Which other months do they find it difficult? What is it that they are talking about your product? You know, those things. You're selling anything at all, get to understand the customer. If you're not understanding your customer, or if you're not able to convince your customers, then you will do okay, all right, nice work, bro. The fact is that people don't even know how to start a business with regard to capital and other resources. So yes, people don't know, but of course we have got to learn this, and so the thing is that the sales people, the other time somebody came to the office and he was saying he was looking for a job, and he said he did some technology something from UCC. Now this guy came to the office and I asked him, can you sell? What can you sell? He said, no, me, I don't know anything. I can't sell into. I went to study science. I told him, listen, if you don't learn how to sell, nobody is even going to employ you. Because the way you came in, even if they want a lecturer in your first class, they will not take you. Because you have got to have the skill to convince people to buy the talent that you have. And so people don't know how to start business. Maybe they have to read, they have to learn, they have to have open mind. Because you see, one of the blockages is that when you're on salary, which is not bad, people think that the salary that they are making and what the business people are making are comparable. No. If they pay 20,000 even, a lot of the boys that you see on the street, if they do proper accounting, they are making that 20,000. Yet when you meet them with your nice car and with your nice house, you feel that you are more successful than those people. A lot of them are making big revenue. Big revenue. The woman who is selling the cake somewhere, the woman who is selling the orange on the street, if they tell you how much they make every month, you'll be shocked. So people are not interested in starting businesses because they think that they have a nice job. They have a nice job and they have no clue how or much the revenues are in terms of somebody who has just started anything at all as business that is selling anything, how they get, and how these other people who feel that they have how people feel that they are paid well with 10,000 Ghana cedis a month, 5,000, 2,000. No, they are nowhere close. They were nowhere close. Yes, of course, the problems are also nowhere close. So, but the sales, at least if you master the sales skill is not entrepreneurship skill actually. It's a bit of entrepreneurship skill, but it's a major one. It's a major one. If you can promote your business, if you can learn how to sell, if you can reproduce those skills in the people you work with, your business will succeed. Your business will succeed. If they come to sit down and wait for you, the business will suffer. If every one of your people are going around promoting the business, getting more leads for the business will succeed. The business is not succeeding because you have put a lot of these, engineers and accountants there. They are not bringing any sales, and so they wait for the few people to bring the business, and that's why the business is suffering. But if every one of your team is a salesperson, going around promoting the business, you'll succeed. You'll succeed big time. And it's tough to get people to promote the business that they are even employed in. It's so difficult because they feel like that's not what you employ them to do. They want to put on tie and become a manager, project manager. They are there. They will never ask for, even if they see some other businesses, they will never ask for subcontract for the business. No, they just build and that's it. And that's why the businesses suffer. Because if you can turn 90%, 80%, 95% of your workers into promoting the business that you do, the business will succeed. And that is a very tough thing to do, actually, for you to get Ghanaians to go out and promote the business that they work for. And when they go, they will take the business. They will never come back. They go there to promote themselves, not the company they work with. And so you have got to have a skill to develop a culture of people who will go and promote the business that they work with, the company that they work with. You tell them to go and do this. Next time you go there, they are promoting themselves. That's a tough thing. But if you're able as a business leader to build a team that will go somewhere to promote the business, that's a very impressive thing. The other day I had a project supervisor who told me that, there was this man who came around and he was saying that he has a project that you can do, he wants me to do. And I gave him your number. Now you see, that is a very good person. Because he's an engineer, he could easily just go behind you and take the job. I said that, no, I gave him your number because I work for this company. And I told him that I am not the one in charge. Some people are in charge, so they should call them. That is very impressive. And that's the kind of psyche that you need a lot of your workers to have. And if you are able to build that, if you don't have that, you better dissolve the team. Dissolve the team and build a team that has that kind of consciousness, where they are very happy to go out and look for the jobs for the business, where they are very happy to promote the product that business is offering, where they are very happy when they go, they are not the one promoting themselves. They are very happy to go anywhere, even when they go on a different assignment that has nothing to do with the business. You see them still going to look for leads, projects, businesses, connections for the business. If you're able to build that as an entrepreneur, you have done a very good job. Where the people that will work with you will go anywhere and promote the business. Even if they don't get any commission, nothing at all. They're very happy to go anywhere and promote the business. They are talking about it. And it's not just talking, they are getting results, actually. They are bringing one project, they are bringing this project, they are bringing this project. You're very lucky to have that. And if you have that, your business will by all means succeed. So those are the things, and that's one of the things that we try to do. For instance, if you work with us in any of the things that we do, you don't go there and promote yourself. You go there. If you see people do that, you better take them out. You better take them out, because if you have, say, 20 people, and you don't have about say 15 of them going somewhere, being proud of the business and talking and calling you to say where you can go and pitch. And where you don't even have to convince them to go, they go themselves. Sometimes they even use their money to go and look for leads for the business, for the company. If you have been able to do that, you have done a very good job. It means that you have built a very robust culture, which people are committed to make sure that the business is successful. And that is one of the most difficult things to do in this our land, where you have people who are very committed to making sure that the business works. Because if you think of it, if the business does not have, if say your construction company, if you don't have projects and these workers are there, you are just creating losses. So they come, they sit in the office, they are waiting for you. That's a major mistake. It's a major mistake. Their concern should be, if you don't have projects, if you don't have leads, we don't have any business being here. So those who are very sensible will go around looking for projects. And those who are just there for the salary. Okay, I want to know more, Kwabena. We want to know more about it before you can comment or ask questions. Is it about you using what we have to create business opportunity, or general business which could be, say, foreign? I don't understand. Okay. No, I'm just talking about you being able to promote your business, promote the sales, and get leads. Creating business is a bit different from what I'm talking of. This one is more of the business is running, but how do you grow the business? through the conscious effort of building more of the, let's say you are selling, water, for instance. Maybe you deliver water. You have 1, 2, 3 cars that deliver to all these customers. How well you do them. If you have 10 customers per month, who do you have on board that can add another 10 or another 5 to it every month? How well you do that is going to decide the future of the business. So how to start a business, or how to create a business, if you have a very good sales skill, you can easily create a business. Or if you can create a product, you can easily create a business around the product. And sometimes you don't even have to create a sales product or a service. Sometimes the product that people have created, if you can pick that product from one point and sell it to other people, you have a business. If you can get a project and you know how to do it well, you have a business. So the ability to lead these people, create a culture where you yourself, you're very much more effective, and the people around you are very much more effective. That is what is going to decide the success of the business that you're building. So I am saying that the people who work with you, if you can get them to be as committed to sales as you are, that's where the revenue comes in. And if you see businesses that have failed, or businesses that struggle or that fail, it's because we were not able to create that kind of psyche in the people who were with us. So they waited for the few to go and bring in the jobs. They will do it. It should be rather the few should be the ones doing the jobs, and the many are the ones bringing in the businesses. So wherever they go to church, they go to funeral, they go to see any other person, they are aggressively looking for projects to bring it for the business to execute. They are not going to take them and do it by side. Some people work with some of these retail shops, and when people are coming to buy, they tell you, "Oh, madam, wait any boarding." People like that. And if you have a lot of those people in your team, you have done a very bad job, because your business will always struggle. Why? Because you don't have people who are committed to the business getting revenue. So the company is selling fridges. They said, "Oh, this one is 1,500." They say, "Oh, madam, we can get one which is 800 at the cross of the road." Why? Because somebody came them to tell them that when you get customers, bring them to my shop, and they are there, and they move around to sell cheaper ones to them. Sometimes they even steal from the business. Sometimes they steal from the business, go and sell it to the customer at a cheaper price. Now, if you have these people, every business has them anyway, but if you have them in the majority, you have done a very bad job as a business. The success, especially if it's a small business, the success is going to be tough. And so when you have a lot of people in your company who are not bringing the projects, who are not bringing the leads, who are just coming there for the salary, it means that you are not doing good business promotion. You're not getting good sales. You're not getting good business leads, and that's why businesses collapse. So your ability to set up a team that is so committed to promote the sales, to promote the sales. Okay, I get it now. Thank you, but I wish you could start right from creating a business. No, I've done a lot of videos. Maybe if you backtrack, or I have some other ones on YouTube on how to create a business. I've done some of them. I would, we can connect and discuss this. But I've done some of the videos that talk about how to develop the mindset to start a business, how to promote your business, how to develop product, how to build a business team, how to handle the difficulties that come in business, how to handle cash flow issues, how to handle the mistakes that come up, how to be a good business leader, how to be a good entrepreneur. I've done some of those in some of the videos. I have a YouTube channel that too. I load some of the videos there. On this page, you can, if you backtrack, you can see some of the topics that I have done. We are trying to share the little that we have done from the much errors that we have made and some of the successes that we have chalked. And so thank you, Kwabena Chinyami. Thank you. And so what I'm saying is the best form of sales that you can do as a business leader is being able to build a sales team that is much committed to promotion. That's fine. Thank you. It's the first time, no problem. Thank you very much. So your business skill is being able to build a sales team, whether it's a sales retail sales team, whether it's a direct sales team, or whether it's a team that is getting leads for projects. Your ability to to create this force of people who are so much committed to the growth of the business is a number one gift. And especially if you're able to build that in Ghana, you have done a very serious job. Because the moment people get to know what you're doing, the next thing is that they want to start their own. And there's no fight with that. They are human beings, they have their choices, they have their will. But if you're able to build people, treat them well, give them these skills, and they can be there, they can handle the warehouse, they can handle the shop, they can handle the project, they can go and look for more leads for the business, you have done a very good job. And if you treat them, the psychology behind the list, behind the sales, behind how you're able to open sales with the prospective, how to get the prospects, how to run them through the sales process, how to close the sales, those things, if you learn them yourself, because some of us who had just technical knowledge in terms of business and without any practical or even any academic understanding of sales, of marketing, when we started, how to learn it just by anyhow, and there are people who have learned sales, and if you can do that, you have a better chance of your business succeeding, because sales is that which is easily overlooked when businesses are required to be built well. So people don't even see it. And in this country, when they talk, a lot of the people will just tell you, put something on TV, and when it becomes known, then you will have sales. No, they can make it known. It does not mean people are buying. And you can pay big money for television stations and radio stations, but you have to learn how to convert those into revenue, into sales. So there's one thing that the business is known, and there's another thing that you are able to convert the popularity of the business or the product into revenue. And that is what I'm talking of, being able to convert, pushing the product to the right guys for them to buy, for your business to grow, or promoting yourself, building the business yourself, building the product yourself, making sure that the revenues are coming in. Because if you're not getting the projects, if you're not getting the sales, there's no business at all. So my name is Kwabena. I am talking about learn the sales, promote the business, get more leads. A lot of us did not start with very good sales understanding, very good sales process, understanding how sales is done, how businesses are promoted. We didn't start with that. We just started with getting a project and executing them and thinking that we were building business. Or we just started a retail shop and, we just put some girl there. They are selling, no training, no skill, nothing. That is a dangerous thing because it's built with skill. Good customer service does not just happen. Good sales does not happen. It's training. It requires training. And you as a business promoter, you as the entrepreneur, must learn that and teach them. And consciously teach them. That's why you're going to get the sales. And it's not the one that the insurance people are doing where they just send these guys. If you look at their shoe and their suit, you don't even buy anything from them. The guy is sweating, his shoe is very dirty, and he's telling you that he's selling funeral policy. Not those kind of things that I'm talking of. No. Those are people that you have trained very well to a target market. So when they come to the shop, the people are ready, they know how to sell to them, they know what to say for the people to buy. Those things, you have to do them consciously. If you have to go to companies to look for leads of projects, to projects, how do you get that? How do you train your people to get that? And if you're not able to train people to get that, how do you do it yourself? And if you get somebody, how do you train them to work consciously with the intention that the business must grow? And that is something that we don't do that much here. Why? Because people have all kind of ways of getting their projects. So then it doesn't become necessary for you to train people to get projects. But if the environment were fair and people were very clean in giving out projects and good tender processes, you will see that this is the skill that you will need for you to get more projects. Being able to have a trained team that are able to go out, to convince people to buy from you, the service, the product, the project, to buy from you. And that will call for conscious effort. That's why you enter any shop anyway, test the sales. Go there with 100 Ghana and try to let them pick a product which is way less and look at how they will be able to add more to you for them to buy, for you to spend all the 100 Ghana. It's most likely they will not be able to even take 50 from your pocket. Why? Because they are not trained. They don't know. So it's a tough situation. It's very green. Sales and customer service, the sales process, It's very green here. I mean, from the letter, especially from the small business point of view, it's very little. People wait for anointing oil to make sales, prayer to make sales. That's what people know. No, we are looking at scientific approach, practical approach to getting solutions. Then maybe the supernatural can come in later. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking of being able to prepare the team to do good job, fantastic job, and grow the business. And that calls for proper knowledge as the business leader, and then your ability to train them to know this. And the more you train them, the more they get to understand some of these things. So my name is Kwabena. We are talking about learn to promote, sell, and get more leads. And so learn to promote and sell yourself. Actually, the projects, the direct sales, the retailers. Most entrepreneurs just like thinking about the product and the services, not the sales. And that's why we try to struggle, especially those from big technical background. But don't go to meet any group of people. You're a business person. You go there, pitch yourself. Hold your service high. You are employing people. You have employed one person you pay every month. That's a good job you are doing. After all, you have even employed yourself. That's a good job. And so don't meet anybody and feel like you have not achieved anything. No, you have achieved a lot. And until you see yourself as successful, nobody will see you as successful. That is not just to get you cocky. No. The fact that you're able to pick an idea, build a business around it, that itself is some kind of success. So don't let your attention to the difficulties and the failures make you feel like you are nothing. And that is what beats a lot of business people. They never feel successful because of the problems. No, you are successful. You just have to tune yourself that way. If you're successful, then you can build on success. If you say that you have failed, why are you going to succeed? When are you going to succeed? So the little achievements that you have had, look at them. And those are the things that you build on. And so when you meet somebody, that's how you promote your business. That's how you promote yourself. That's why you promote the product. And that's how people get to believe in you, because people actually buy the confidence that you are assuming. So build a business, learn to promote it, develop the skills, not just the technical or the product or the project skill. You promote the sales, the business, way above the technical skills that you have, because that is what driving the revenue to the business. And if there's no revenue, you're gone. So build connections, network more with people that you have to have for you to get more sales, more network. And if you have to do anything, well, strategize, plan your sales, have a sales strategy, have sales targets, have sales milestones. Look at every month what you're going to do, train your team. Look, just sit down, have a plan, train them and equip them with information, with knowledge, and guide them to meet the targets. And one of the mistakes that you do is to just build the business around very few clients. One client. No, that's dangerous. If they sack you, that's what. So your ability to build a strong business is when you have options. You have a wider base, clientele base. And the business really is about your ability to promote, to sell, to negotiate, to pitch your business as a formidable business. And who knows, even if you don't have an office, you have a business, you have a website, you have a card. Those are the things that people are looking for, actually. So promote yourself. Don't efface at all. Promote yourself. And let people have confidence in the quality of the service that you render. And if you're going to do this well, then design it, have a plan, and increase the sales. That's how the business is done, and that's how the revenue is going to come in. And that is one of the things that we overlook for a while until we got it right, and then we started to do it. Because the kind of business we do as well, the terrain is tough in terms of how you get to a project. And all kind of people are in it. So you may easily forget how to build a credible sales team to go for projects. And that is what beats a lot of engineers. So you see them begging all the time for projects. You cannot build a business when you are always begging. You cannot. Then you might as well stop that business and build a business that you're not begging. Business that is predictable in terms of sales, business that you're able to use your creativity and your innovation to build the sales man, the sales network. You can't build a business where you are always begging this DC, the minister, you are begging somebody for project. You don't have a business. So when you're 60 years, what are you going to do? So you build a business with the intention that you don't need anybody to beg for your business to get revenue and get business to do. And that is the kind of business that you use your time to do. You're not just going to beg anybody. You beg anybody for projects, then you beg them for payment. That's not business. That's something that you're doing just to build a house and a car. So if you really are going to build a business, then you don't have to build something that you're going to beg somebody for help. They should see the value you are bringing, and you should be able to convince them to buy from you and to give you projects and to give you the leads. That is how you build, But the culture, easily when somebody gets to know that, oh, you have a construction company or something like that, they easily say, oh, I have a friend, oh, you come, I'll go, and then I'll go with you, and then you go and meet them and look and what they can. That's not the kind of business that I'm talking of. I'm talking of the one that you have your own strategy to get the projects, your own strategy to get the leads. And if you have to build a team, build a solid team that you have trained, that who are double conscious of the projects coming in, because the survivor of the business is dependent on the sales. So if you are selling something, they should be conscious that if they are not selling, there's no revenue for the business, which means the business cannot grow. If you can get your force, the team that you have, to think like that and to see the agency in that, you have done a good job. And then if you can equip them with knowledge, with understanding, you'll do a fantastic job. And that is where a lot of us take for granted, because we did not start business knowing that sales was a skill that we had to develop. And so Kwabena, if you want to develop something strong for the market, look at that, how you can get a lot of these businesses to understand that sales is everything. So sales is everything. And so if you can get them to build robust sales training package for Ghana, because I don't see that at all in any of the businesses. The customer service is weak, the sales is practically non-existent. People have all kind of ways of just selling to their market. There's no customer satisfaction, nothing like that. If you look at it, people are not consciously doing that, and people are not training people with the right kind of information to do that. That's why businesses are struggling. That's why business leaders are going through a lot of business owners are going through a lot of struggle to managing a sales team, because the knowledge base is that weak. And so if you are into this, then I'm sure you can come up with a lot of models and go around and teach people how to do this. It would be a fantastic thing to change the atmosphere in terms of how we render the sales, how people can build, multiply their sales, multiply their targets, give customer service, which is very good, have the ability to convince customers to buy from them, and build a very good sales team across board. That is so fantastic. It's just the few multinationals that are doing that. The large chunk of the economy, in terms of the independent businesses, the traders, we don't have that, and people even have no clue. A lot of people have very good product. They only talk about the product. They don't even understand what you have to tell the customer to buy. And sometimes you get a call from some of these people who are just doing telephone marketing, and they say, okay, I'm calling from this office, we are selling solar, and we want to know if you will buy. It means that somebody who is the business owner has not trained these people. You don't tell people, oh, yeah, we want to know if you will buy, and some of them, we want to come to your office. Those are cake method. So there is a lot of opening in that. People don't know what to say, and people don't know what to do when it comes to sales. And a lot of us, we didn't know, especially the content and develop that which works based on the culture, based on the market, based on the way people buy, based on the way people think, based on the year map, a lot of factors. And those will call for ingenuity to be here, understand the market, and understand what moves, and train the salespeople to get into that. Because if you are construction, for instance, if you are getting projects, you go to see the guy who's asking